Hello everyone, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to go back to the infirmary and check on Fremine. We're in the fortress of Meripede, and yeah, we're investigating stuff, trying to figure out what's going on. This place is very strange. Okay, here we are. How's Fremine? You're worried about him?
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Lynette.
We're all here.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine, and you are no longer in any danger.
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
No, don't push yourself.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
What happened after you stuck into the pipes?
Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
It'd be interesting. What has Child done? He's disappeared, not told anyone where he is. Is he okay? Has he been kidnapped? Is he just hiding? Is he just... I don't know, what is he doing? Oh, okay, we actually were playing through the flashback. Alright, look for clues concerning Child. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to dive down then, I suppose. Just want to check in case there's anything around. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's drop down. Okay, Child, what have you been up to?
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
So there's a good chance. Okay, so we just want to go through. We've got these little things here. Okay, reconnecting stuff. We've done puzzles like this before. Let's move one up. Door of Resurrection activated. It looks like we're probably going to get some combat at some point, maybe. Or potentially you might just end up falling off the edge and dropping into oblivion. Right, let's try this. Oh, okay. Changing your camera angles always kind of means it's going to be a thing here. Okay, so... Oh, okay, there's another one over there. Let's see what this one does. Just going to spin it around.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Okay. Oh, this reminds me of something. I'm sure I've done like a puzzle like this before in some game. Okay, let's move this down then. So we spin it before we move it up, and there's no obstacle to prevent it from spinning. So let's try that. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, now we can raise it up, and then we can get across over to there. And raise up. Let's get across. Okay, fairly straightforward. I'm assuming this is where I'm supposed to be going. I think it is. Oh, now are we dropping down? Oh yeah, looks like we're dropping down there. Let's check there's nothing up here that we want to check out first. Nope. Let's go. Careful. Okay.
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
So I'm just trying to think. Freminet is not from Fontaine, is he? So he's not going to dissolve by getting into contact with the primordial seawater. Primordial seawater. So he'd be okay. Alright, well let's just go for it then, I suppose. Let's dive down. Right. Look around.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction.
Okay, that's good, because there's not many other directions to go in right now.
There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
What is he seeing? What traces? I'm not sure what he's picking up on.
Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here.
Let's have a closer look.
Wait. What the?
Oh.
My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
We didn't get far, did he? Okay, we need to go back. Okay, that acted pretty quickly on. I suppose if it is the primordial water is mixed in here, I guess it's a lot of contact.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Oh, don't lose consciousness underwater, that's not good. No, too late, he's done it. Cloran saved him, right? I'm trying to remember. It's been a few days since I last played, so just trying to remember what happened in the last episode.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
But also, Cloran, she is from Fontaine, right? And I mean, she might not be. I don't know her history yet. How would she get in the water? Because she would dissolve if she's from Fontaine. Oh, that's interesting.
You're still too weak, Freminet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Got it. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Liddy?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Especially after his last encounter with Risley. He probably doesn't want to repeat that.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice. Now we need to go and speak to the Duke.
Excuse me?
I take it Mr. Fremenay's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Well, please enlighten us as much as you'd like.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
It's pretty skilled. Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
Yeah, smart, letting other people do the work if you want to know the answer to.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you?
Yeah, I'll say. Work smarter, not harder, right?
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremenay has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good Mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremenay was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So the Forbidden Zone really exists? Well, what's inside of it?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremenay.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Kinda do.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Where did you go? Okay, going that way. Okay, what? Yeah, I'm intrigued. What's this all about? Tell me your secrets, Mr. Risley. Ooh, hidden staircase.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
Okay, what is down here then? Let's go and have a look. Not a lot. Okay, there's a big door there.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
Oh no, there's not a door. I thought this was like a door. But no, we're going down. Once everyone has taken their positions, the circular plate begins to slowly move downwards.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And that is?
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
What are they isolating?
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Okay, sounds fair. Okay, what is behind this door? So you said there are 3 isolation doors.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
She does like to state the obvious, doesn't she? Oh, okay, 3 in a row.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one.
Yeah. Why is that in the middle of the room? What is going?
Go on, have a look.
What needs 3 doors to keep it separated? Is this safe just to let it out? This room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure?
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well.
Okay, so that's
Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
that wasn't an option dialogue. It was a say both of these things. Okay, so yeah, water pressure or temperature. But no, less ordinary.
The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
Yeah, I did wonder. So we're in danger levels right now.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
Well, that's more than one type of water, Paimon.
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea.
Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Neuvillette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
What?
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate.
Yeah.
For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
So, is that what the purpose of the Fortress of Meripede is to hold back the primordial sea, not just prison. And if the primordial sea is leaking through, if this gate falls, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Yeah, that's so good.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
I think the fortress was probably built on top of the sluice gate deliberately, or the sluice gate was part of the fortress originally to protect it, I assume.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past.
It's kind of tragic, really, isn't it?
After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time the third.
Yeah, a lot of sort of what's the word for it? I've forgotten it now. Self-fulfilling prophecies, that's what I'm trying to think of. So as the Duke of Meripede, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Oh, it's these two.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
It's the suspicious people from the infirmary.
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Sure, we are anything but harmless.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Have we? We may have done, but my memory's not so good for names. Ed who?
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head, but you're not a local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have heard of him.
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Wow.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, I forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Oh, I do love the little light-hearted moments in this game. They're so good.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
That is true, actually. She is constantly amazed at everything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
I think she does, yeah. Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Oh, pretty. This is...
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
yeah, I was going to say not a
Not
lot.
much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibilla, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria, and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, Riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Okay, you don't get an option to ask anything there, that's fine. Secrets have been revealed. Interesting.
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
It means that my actions now will decide the next steps Lyney's group takes. In other words, if I want to tell Lily the truth, I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, you will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so another little section completed. Alright, well, I guess we need to go back to the infirmary. Again, it seems like the game is about to give us a choice, but I don't think it will. Which is fine. This is a linear story after all.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Love a cup of tea.
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Sijwin.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Lily sounds a lot more like his old self. You feeling better now, Lily?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
That's good.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijwin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Alright, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him.
He's good.
What's more, the Fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
And Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
It is.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
After some deliberation, you share the information you just learned with Lynn and Company. While sharing that what you saw, you emphasize that it's not the time for disputes.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Well, don't mention it. We can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
It does, doesn't it? Or maybe you're just hungry. What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Yeah, I was always hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Okay, now we want to go to the cafeteria. Okay, cafeteria, get some food.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
Go, we can choose.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Yeah. So the tastiest or the biggest? Let's go. I'm going for the tastiest. Tastiest stuff you have to offer.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
After a while, the meal sees ordered you arrive. Unlike days prior, when you have slight bring the drinks over to you. They taste a little strange, but they're very nutritious. Shakes don't really taste pretty terrible. At the very least, however, they help you to calm down and relax.
So delicious.
Okay, I didn't quite catch everything that was going on there, but we were having some slightly dodgy tasting shakes, apparently. Although they are supposed to be nutritious, so is that going to play into anything, or maybe not? Amazing. Free dinners are the absolute best.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all.
Well, yeah, I don't think this is like a free meal, really.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
I don't know. I'm not sure I trust Sijwin, to be honest with her. She seems a little bit too good to be true. Well, but we know she's done some dodgy stuff. I mean, not very dodgy, but you know what I mean. She's a bit suspect.
Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. Besides the milk, everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
They're expert at body language reading.
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Says Paimon.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well?
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned.
So I don't know how Clorand got into the water.
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
Okay, that's not sus at all. Well, that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine if that outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
We have. Alright, well, let's go back to the dormitories to rest. Actually, we can use our little temporary thing. Or is it? Oh no, it's our temporary. Oh, that's interesting. My temporary waypoint has disappeared. Okay. Okay, well, here we are.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
As soon as we get to this place, you always just feel so tired. But yeah, I'm also getting there. Oh, and she's asleep already. Taking up the entire bed. Wow, she really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious.
What?
Paimon wants seconds for free.
Oh, okay. I don't know I'd want to share a bed with Paimon. Good night. Feel something weird's gonna happen.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh, okay. Something has happened.
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What is that sound? Right, we wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. Oh wow, the alarms are going off. They're shouting, something's happened. I wonder if the seal is broken and the seawater's gone through. I have no idea. But I'm going to leave it there, I'm afraid. Cliffhanger. We'll find out what's going to happen in the next episode. Thank you for watching today. Hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll figure out what is going on next time. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.